Hey everyone, welcome to SBR Sports Picks. I'm Peter Loshak. Sitting next to me, a surprise today, Jimmy the Bag. Jimmy the Bag sitting next to me. This is a live show that we do every day at 10:30 Eastern time, where I give my official picks. Of course, Jimmy has been down here for the IFBC, which went on this weekend. It was a it was a rousing success, right, Jimmy the Bag?
It was wildly successful. It was extremely enjoyable.
Since this is a pick show, we're also going to start off by acknowledging another big success that I had this weekend. Now, Jimmy the Bag, I'm notoriously bad at self-promotion. Something tells me, though, that you are quite the master of self-promotion. In fact, how are you when it comes to self-promotion in general?
Well, you know, I'm the greatest handicapper of all time.
Yes, indeed.
Not the winningest, but the greatest.
Listen, I respect you and anyone else who's good at self-promotion. I just have to be bad at it, but I'm going to try my best at promoting myself here, because you know what I did this weekend in the UFC 114 fight night?
What did you do?
Matty, guys, you know what I did this weekend in UFC fight night 114?
Did you sleep through it?
Come on, man. All right, at the IFBC, I cornered Teddy Covers and Zach, our director of marketing. I said to them, guys, listen, Evans and Albie to go the distance. And Teddy Covers, I'm sure, gave me some sort of sarcastic poo-poo laugh. I said it in our videos, all the week leading up to it. I tweeted all this shit out. I had 2 totals plays, both of them hit. I had 4 prop plays, all of them big underdogs. 3 of those hit. 5 and 1, 3 huge underdogs. That's of course after going 4-0 in UFC 214 last day. That was just for self-promotion. If this was your record, what would you do, Jimmy?
Oh man, I would start listening to everything you have to say about UFC.
Saying, how would you promote yourself if you had that success in the MMA fights recently?
I would probably get a chest tattoo, nice little prison tattoo, just to show my my glory. And
all right. Enough self-promotion for me, but yeah, if you don't believe me, check out my Twitter at @PLoshak. I tweeted everything out on August 3rd, the day before 2 days before the fights, and 2-0 on my best bet. Totals is what I'm good at in UFC, Jimmy the Bag, and the 2 totals plays I had 1. I also had 3 plays. One of them was plus 260. The other, that was Albie to go the distance. One of them was plus 205. That was Price inside the distance. And then I had 2 other underdogs that split. So all right, enough of this. But you had a good weekend too, Jimmy the Bag. You were a great host of the IFBC, right, Jim?
Thank you. I was honored to be the host and to be around all these experts and to pick their brains and take notes. And I feel like I'm a much better capper after this weekend.
Oh, for sure. And there was some real. It was no bullshit. There was Teddy Covers, Clay Travis, Ed Fang, everyone there was, and it's all up for posterity, right, on the YouTube channel, right?
Actually, I reshared the day 1 stream a bit earlier today. I'll do the same as the day 2.
Okay.
Yeah, we're gonna keep those up. I'm sure we'll edit them out a little bit, make it easier to watch for y'all.
Gabe Morency, hilarious, dude. All that is up there. And if you missed it and want to see what we're talking about, you can find it at our YouTube channel, which will be and maybe we'll take those clips and cut them up so people.
I think they're making a little best of all kinds of fun stuff for you. But as of now, it is the featured video on our YouTube, so you can check it out.
Very, very nice. So I guess let's thank everyone involved, all the speakers, all the people who came down, everyone from SBR who set it up, and of course all the sponsors, which was Bet Online, right?
Wager and Intertops.
Intertops, those are 3 awesome books for all.
And actually, I met
your sports betting needs.
All nice people too.
Yeah, really.
To me, that's more important.
Really,
personally, wow. I like people.
That's surprising. All right, so it was really good. Great information and free shit. You won. How much did you win in the poker tournament?
$300. Lost to Teddy Covers. Heads up. Got in with Ace Queen. He had 9s, and he hit a backdoor flush.
That's what happens in poker, though. I mean, poker is like if you have health issues, cardiovascular health issues, poker is not the game for you, because that will happen all the time. But yeah, Armin was down there. So again, thanks everyone. It was free.
Matthew, what's up, man?
It was free, valuable information. The plane fare and the rooms are free. Did they give you a room at the Sheraton?
They did.
Oh my God.
They did. It was gorgeous.
Damn.
Man.
Free rooms, and they even had the freaking poker tournament where they gave out $5,000, which I wasn't eligible for. But all right, so we'll get to the card today for a second. We can take it a little bit slow because there are only 7 games. There are 2 plays that I'm liking. Jimmy the Bag, I am totals is what I do best. You know what I mean? Long term, my sides are actually significantly worse than a coin flip, despite having a nice day once or twice here and there. But totals in all sports, long term. We're talking long term. We're talking like 15 years here, Jimmy the Bag. We're talking about a good percentage. And there are a couple of MLB plays that I'm liking here. So maybe I will go up against you, because let's talk about this. There is, of course, SBR annually has a contest called the Beat the Prick, right, which is a very, very famous contest. I was eligible for that only 1 year. And you know what happened that year?
What happened?
I won the damn thing, Jimmy the Bag.
Respect.
And then the next year, they were like, all right, guys, let's get it. Loshak can't be eligible this year. And they were like, well, no, Loshak's not eligible. Then no SBR employee can be eligible. They were like, fine. we just can't have Loshak winning the whole thing 2 years in a row. And they were like, okay, so now SBR employees are not eligible because I won Beat the Prick the 1 year that I was there. Very popular football handicapping contest, a ton of prize all year long. And this year we're having a second one in addition to Beat the Prick, not taking its place, in addition to it, called, what is it? Beat the Bag? What is it?
Beat the Bag. I challenge all. I challenge all. We have 430 people signed up right now. We want multiple thousands. Beat you at your own sport. NFL picks.
Now, Jimmy the Bag, how well do you expect to do in this contest? Because as I'm sitting here right now, my sense is that if a guy has trouble beating you, they might want to take stock of their life in some way or shape or form. How are you expecting to do?
Well, Pete, I take offense to that. Dude.
That was the intent. What for comedic value? But how do you do? All jokes aside, how do you do in football in general, NFL and college football? How do you do in general? How do you expect to do this year?
Last year was my best ever year
really?
in NFL football, and I expect to beat everyone. We will be talking everybody in the contest. We have a forum on Facebook that we'll be on together. We will be communicating daily. I will be putting it in your face after I put it in your drink hole.
All right. So, and the important thing is that there are prizes, right? What are the prizes for this one, Matty?
Same thing. So they get the 25,000. That's split up. So
right.
And 10,000 bet points per week given away.
Wow. So at the end of the year, there's $25,000. Right. There's $25,000 cash at the end of the year that's split up. How much does it pay? Like 10 places or 50? Or how many places does it pay?
So,
yeah. I remember the year I won, it was 10 grand. I got 10 grand, Jimmy the Bag.
That's nice.
And then the next year they were like,
is that
I did.
Is that a lot of money for you?
For me, it's are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? The whole amount that my whole life savings that I got scammed out of was only like 5 times that. Yeah, that's a hell of a lot of money. But yeah, no, they wound up paying me. What they did was they wound up like paying me the winning amount, but then they also pulled me out and bumped everyone up. So like they paid basically two winning amounts.
I'm sure they were really happy.
Yeah, they didn't stiff me about that. And that's they were like, all right, we thought Loshak was a joke. He's not eligible for any more contests, and they were like, okay, yeah. So anyway, Jim the Bag.
Sorry, just
go ahead.
The link to that contest is directly in the description of this video. So go ahead, click over and join right now and see what you got.
So that means there's going to be 2 football contests this year.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Both with $25,000 total prize at the end of the year. Beat the Prick is 40?
Yeah.
Wow. So that's $65,000 in prizes, and it pays down to like the top 10 or something, or like
yeah.
Wow.
It's not 20. So yeah, top 10 guys, and then again bet points, and I'll send out some swag.
That's a lot of money. Damn, that's a lot of money. So yes, and including weekly bet points. Bet points, of course, are SBR's currency, which you can use and bet in the SBR Sportsbook.
That's
and
right too. Then you went on and won the covers contest, didn't you?
Well, what you mean the college basketball one?
Everyone you want.
Yeah, but that was a little bit different. That was just they have those contests, and I just use that to track my picks, not to actually win the contest, because that one's only like $2,000, and it's like,
who the fuck needs that?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying it's a much bigger. There were more people in it. It was just like so that one I just used to track my picks. But yeah, all right. So the point is, a lot of awesome contests here at SBR this year in football too, with massive year-end prizes, and each of those contests has big weekly prizes as well. Again, bet points you can use them at the SBR Sportsbook, and whatever you wind up with your SBR bet points account, you can then redeem for real-world prizes at the SBR store. Right?
I actually talked to a guy at the conference this weekend because I was always curious about how people use those bet points. He's a forum guy. And he's from Canada, I think. So he just buys points at the books, stuff like that. He says he uses them all the time.
You mean to get sportsbook deposits? Yeah. So you can convert that to accounts at sportsbooks, and the point is they're just SBR's currency that you can use to buy various real world prizes that are available at the store at SBR. So it was a great conference. IFBC, a great weekend, a great couple of football contests we have coming up this year, and today we might actually have a great show. Jimmy the Bag and I giving some MLB picks. It's a small card. Jim the Bag. We've only got 7 games.
Wait. Yeah. You call everybody their first and last name. Why do you call him Jim?
I don't know. I'm sort of just attuned into the universal vibe of cool, and for Jim, it's cool for me to call him Jim or Bolsa Jim or just Bolsa Jim. Bolsa Jim.
Respect.
Bolsa Jim. And to do it with maybe a Latin accent, but yeah, we're sitting next to Jim the Bag, Bolsa Jim, and 7 games today. Sort of the usual assortment of uncertainty as far as some pitchers, but there are 2 games that I like, where I'm liking the total, and another game where I'm liking the second half total. I'll just start off with one of them that I think I'm liking, and that is going to be the under in San Diego, Cincinnati. Now, I did bet this one. Jim, again, like my overall lifetime record in totals is awesome, but I'm probably like 53.5%. It's nothing mind-blowing, but that's a great percent if you're betting a massive amount of plays. And one of the bets I bet on the overnight was San Diego, Cincinnati, under 9.5, and it's still about right there, 9.5 minus 116, or actually minus 115 at the Greek. I'll take that line. Under 9.5 minus 115 at the Greek. Chassin and Edelman. The big issue here is Edelman, because Edelman is a guy who, of course, was struggling a bit for most of the year. Then started struggling a bit more, all the way down to legit shitty level. They took him out of the starting rotation, gave him a little bit of extra rest. Now they're throwing him back in here to see if he can have a decent start here. And that's the big question. If he gets absolutely lit up, then the under probably is not going to be a good play. Chassin, on the other hand, though, has been excellent recently, getting a lot of ground balls, just pitching very well at home and on the road. So I'm willing to bet that he has an okay start. Adding it all up together, I took a shot with the under 9.5 here. It's not some like massive play. I think it's just another standard 53-54% under play that I'm liking. I bet it. I like it. Jim, you have anything to say about that one?
Yeah, I'm uncomfortable with that bet.
I like it a little more even.
I'm uncomfortable with it. Chassin has the lowest home ERA in the majors.
Chassin has the lowest home ERA in the majors?
At 1.86, but on the road, that is true, but on the road, he gets touched. He's 4-5 with a 7.35 ERA. 7.35 ERA on the road. That is not good.
And how have Chassin's road starts been recently, Jim?
Well, I know. I mean.
I trapped him already. We've only been debating this game for a minute and a half. I already cornered him.
So
he's desperate now. He's in the corner.
5.47 ERA in his first 11 starts. Obviously, 2.49 ERA in his past 11.
Mm-hmm.
But still, if it was that good, how could his road ERA possibly be at 7.35? Now, the Padres are pitching much better as a team. Brad Hand has the longest consecutive scoreless streak in the majors. He's not allowed to run since June 14th, a string of 23 innings. I worry about not only Chassin getting touched, but I worry about Tim Edelman getting touched. And he wasn't even supposed to be pitching. Robert Stevenson went on the DL with a bruised rotator cuff. Edelman's allowed 11 earned runs in his last 10 in a third. He was pulled from the rotation after going 0-5 with a 7.34 ERA in July. He's only completed 6 innings in 8 of his 20 starts. I'd be concerned if I was going to take the under in this game, and I'm not going to take the under.
I feel like this is what it would be like if I had like a 13-year-old son who was like, Peter, Daddy, can you teach me how to handicap? I want to handicap too. And I was like, all right, son, I'll teach you.
Well,
we can.
I'll put $100.
There you go. Jim knew it. There's a big right hand coming across, and he was like, I'm going to hit back now. All right, you're putting $100 on what?
I say it goes over 9.5.
Really?
You say it goes under.
Really?
You got 100 colones?
My wall's over here. Give me 1 second. Here you go, motherfucker. Here you go. Let me see. I got only colones. But you are on, and of course you're going to take the over. So I'll give you a little bit of juice there, because the under is minus 115, the over is minus 105. So let's say what do we say? $100 would be like, what would that be? Like 50? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50.
And the little yellow guy in the back.
55,000. All right. Well, we'll work out the extra cents and extra cents. You are on, Jim the back. I like that. Great comeback though. Great. That's how you come back when someone takes a big overhand right shot. Yep. That's how you come back when someone takes a shot at you. There you go, Jimmy the back.
Yeah, this 13-year-old boy has his allowance ready to fucking rock. All right.
This is Jim the back. This was great, media that we made here, but this is a real bet.
This is a real bet.
So no, like when the cameras are off, you're like, okay, give me $100 back, and it's called off, and this is a real bet, Jim.
Who the fuck are you talking to, man? What the fuck is that? And yeah, it's a real bet. I made it clear. It's live. So I put the money out of my pocket. I put it on the table. You gave me a high five. Fuck, man.
Someone holds an escrow account. There you go. Can you hold this in escrow? Okay. All right. There you go. We're making videos today, baby. All right. Nice comeback. Jim the bag. Nice comeback. That is a counter punch if I ever saw one right there. Awesome comeback. All right. So Jimmy the bag. Suffice to say, we have now made a $100 bet on this game, and I actually made this one a 3-unit bet, not because I like it particularly more than any other pick, but I did make it a 3-unit bet in the opposite. Yeah, kind of. So I'm on the under 9.5, minus 115 on Cincinnati, San Diego. That's my first pick of the day. That was a hell of a breakdown, hell of a pick. Jim the bag, what do you have for us today?
My first official pick is a live dog. I'm taking Detroit. It's at +140 on Bet365, +144 Bet Online. I know I've made a lot of fun of Jordan Zimmerman in the past. He has got me. He's pitched 7 innings in back-to-back starts for the first time since June 2016. He gave up 6 hits in 7 shutout innings last out. It was his first scoreless outing in more than a year. He's pitching well. Now, yes, he's got some bad numbers. In July, his ERA was 6.23. Lefties are hitting .324 against him. But the Tigers are starting to play much better ball. They've won 6 of their last 8 before being destroyed by Baltimore 12-3 yesterday. They've won 9 out of the last 15 road games after starting the year 15-28. I don't think that Trevor Williams is that good of a pitcher. He's been pitching quite well at home. He's given up 2 runs or fewer in each of his last 4 home starts, but he's having problems getting through enough innings. He's only allowed 5 home runs in 84 innings. You know, that's impressive. But I really think that the Tigers are a live dog, and that's my first official pick.
That is an interesting pick. I would vaguely agree with you there. It is. Zimmerman has been pitching well. That was actually the other game that I did bet, and I bet this one on the under as well. I bet that one on the under 9 on the overnight line, and it hasn't moved much. You're right. My sense is that you do see a lot these kinds of teams going to Pittsburgh as big underdogs and kind of like lose by 1 or 2 runs. We saw that recently when Milwaukee went in there. So I'm not going to be betting Detroit here. If you gave me a free bet here on the side, I don't know what the hell I would do. It would be very, very tough. I think the line is right on. You might have a small edge there with Detroit, so I certainly wouldn't disagree with it. But I'm on the under here. I took the under, and it is 9 minus 120 or 8.5. I got a pretty decent line in there. I also put this one in the August Bet Points contest, and I will throw this one onto my official record as well. Under 9 minus 120 at Pinnacle, Detroit and Pittsburgh. And Jimmy the Bag, you're going to take the Detroit on the big road underdog money line, which makes some sense to me, and that would be +146, which would be the best line at the Greek, WagerWeb, and a few other places. Not bad, Jimmy the Bag.
We have some interesting notes from our boy Phil Marino. He thinks that Detroit has some value, but the value is on the under. He says Williams has been much better at home, and he destroys right-handed batters. Detroit's not seen him. He thinks both pitchers will have success. Phil Marino is a great capper.
Yes,
also want to say what up to Donnie Rightside, who's come into the forum. What up to Guam White, our boy who always sticks with us. What up to Armin. What up to Joel McDonald. All you guys, man.
A lot of greats
in the business, man.
Well, I'm sorry?
Best halves in the business.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, all right. So good to hear that he's agreeing with me.
I haven't seen you in shorts yet, but
on the under, I did bet that one, and I wouldn't strongly disagree with you on the Detroit one. It's just very tricky. I don't like betting against Pittsburgh when they're at home, but you're right. This is a very big underdog line that's creeping up there. And at some point, Detroit does have to have some value. Nice breakdown, Jimmy the Bag. All right, there's another game that I'm going to give here on the under, and actually it's going to be on the second half under. It was St. Louis and KC. I did bet that one on the full game under as well, 9. Although I think I'm liking the second half a little bit more. Both Martinez and Kennedy have been struggling quite a bit recently, and the question is just what are you going to get from either or both of these guys? I have a feeling that they're both going to give a pretty decent starts. They're definitely both a little bit shaky right here, and I would probably lean KC as a home underdog. I'm a little bit surprised that the line has climbed up in St. Louis's favor the way it has. Maybe that indicates that someone knows something about Martinez, that he's going to have a good start. But I definitely like the second half under here, and I think I might be liking the full game under as well. I'll give the second half under for now. St. Louis and KC second half under 3.5 minus 105. That's a pick at Bookmaker right now, and I would be leaning the full game under as well, which is 9. It's just that Martinez has really been struggling for a while, and Kennedy's been struggling a little bit less, but also for a while. You always say about that one, Jim?
I think that the second half under is a good play. Carlos Martinez has allowed first inning runs in each of his last 6 starts. His ERA in that first frame is 6.55. That's questionable.
Just in general, he's been pretty bad recently. Just in general, or I should say, less awesome than he was. He started the year awesome, legitimately awesome, and then he regressed significantly to subpar. I mean, he's not an auto fade right now. But he's definitely been struggling.
Well, Carlos Martinez also has herpes, and in all honesty, you never know when he's having a breakout. You never know. You can't have a lot of faith in a pitcher when you don't know exactly what's going on downstairs.
That's a different kind of breakout.
Wait a minute. We can get sued for this. Is that true?
That is a fact.
Okay.
That is a straight fact.
Did he give it to you? Or did you give it to him?
No. It didn't happen. Didn't happen when we were alone together. Okay. Ian Kennedy is pitching with an extra day rest.
Right.
I think that will help him. It helps these older pitchers. He allowed 4 runs in his last start. That's just the second time he's given up more than 3 earned runs since June 16th, a span of 9 starts. You won't believe this. Ian Kennedy has a 13-game winless streak at home. He hasn't won a game at Kauffman Stadium since August 20th, 2016.
That is interesting. I didn't know that. I'd have to look into that a little bit more to see if that's just sort of a fluky or anomalous thing. But yeah, that's interesting, and it is definitely interesting, and that might be then why St. Louis has taken a significant amount of money. They opened it was right about -105 on both sides, and I was thinking that KC might have some value there. Now it's all the way up into the -120 in favor of St. Louis, and if you want KC, which now I'm starting to think I do, you can get +115.
You're going to be getting a KC team without Sal Perez behind the plate.
Yes.
That's a major blow to that team.
Yes, absolutely.
I have never made a bet on the Royals without Sal Perez playing catcher.
Yes, that is definitely a huge knock for them for sure, and that's a knock for them, going forward for the next month or so. Absolutely, I read that he's going to be out for about 4 weeks or so.
Strained intercostal muscle.
Yes, whatever the hell that is, it's keeping him out for 4 weeks, and that is definitely a big hit for KC. And I might look for KC to be a good fade, and even more so to maybe be a play on unders, which is why I kind of like them on the under in this one. And the full game under 9, I'm still thinking about. It's borderline, but I guess I'll hold off for now and just leave the second half under. Jim the Bag, you got another one we like?
I do. I've got my action today is a 2-game parlay with the Tigers and the Chicago Cubs. I like the Cubs. I know that it's -185. I'm putting them with a +140. It's going to give me a little over +270. I really love the way Jake Arrieta is pitching. In 2015, his second half was out of this world, numbers that we've not seen in a long time. I'm not saying he's quite at that level, but he is pitching extremely good right now. In 4 starts since All-Star break, he's 2-1 with a 2.05 ERA, holding opponents to a 154 batting average with 22 strikeouts, 7 walks. He allowed 1 earned run and 3 hits over 7 innings last out with 8 strikeouts, 2 walks against the Diamondbacks. He's 4-2 with a 1.82 ERA in 6 career starts versus the Giants. The Cubs have the third best OPS in the league versus lefties at 822, and only the Tigers and Astros. And Wilson Contreras is hitting extremely well right now. He's got 10 homers since the All-Star break. I think Matt Moore is going to get touched.
He's just
violated.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. Matt Moore you're absolutely right. Arrieta is dealing very consistently, very reliably, and Matt Moore is very consistently and very reliably crappy, right, at home and on the road. And I'll tell you what, Jim the Bag, I was looking at this one and I was thinking you got to be liking the Cubs here, even though it's a big road favorite line. But now I'm looking, and the Cubs team total over is just 4.5 -115. The first 5 innings team total over is just 2 -148. I'm seeing that right now at Pinnacle, and I will add that one onto my official record. That is, I don't understand why that first half total is as low as it is, but it's there. I'm seeing it right now. Pinnacle, unless I'm hallucinating here, it's over 2 -148. Chicago Cubs first 5 innings team total over, and I will definitely throw that one on there. That almost starts to qualify as low-hanging fruit, because if Moore can hold the Cubs to 1 run or fewer in the first 5 innings, you say, congratulations, Matt Moore. Here's my 1.5 of losses books, and you got me. But I'm going to take the Cubs first 5 innings, team total over 2 -148. All the Cubs need to do for you to get a push is to score 2 runs off Moore in the first 5 innings. I think that's a pretty good bet.
That is an exceptional bet.
Yes, and it goes right along with your bet. I have to say that as much as the Cubs, as a big road favorite over a crappy team, can often be a sucker play today, I don't think that's the case. I think you're on the right side there, Jim the Bag.
Thank you. Yeah, I love that over 2. I think that's an absolute brilliant bet. I put a nice, easy situation.
The reason that wasn't in my initial notes is because I didn't think that we'd be getting that line. I thought we'd be getting 2.5 as a big favorite, or maybe even 3. But now that I'm seeing 2 -148, that's a pick for me, and I'm definitely going to bet that one.
Yeah, I think that's a great bet. Moore has allowed 4 or more runs in 5 straight starts. I think it's a great bet.
Absolutely. All right. Is there anything? Oh, well, that is one other game that really has got me scratching my head, but it feels like it's a little bit too iffy. So I think I'm going to hold off. But it is the Milwaukee-Minnesota game. Suter has been a revelation for Milwaukee. His last start was bad, but I think it was his strikeouts were still up. His walks were down. He just got a little bit unlucky and gave up a couple home runs. So he had an overall bad start. But I still think that Suter is a guy that I'm looking to bet on. Santana is off an excellent start, but as we have seen from Santana this year, he's on and off a little bit unpredictably here. And I think that taking Suter over Santana, Milwaukee on the first 5 innings might be worth a shot right now. You can get it at +105 in various places. That would be the best line you could get. What do you think about that one, Jim the Bag?
I'm very concerned with this game and not putting it in my action as well. Yeah. Santana did just throw his 5th complete game of the year, and he produced 2 of the runs himself at the plate. He hasn't walked a left-handed batter in 36 plate appearances dating back to July 15th. But he's 0-2 with a 7.41 ERA in 3 career starts versus the Brewers. Miguel Sano is day-to-day after getting hit by a pitch on Friday. You're right. Suter is being a revelation since Chase Anderson got hurt and he came in. And he did give up 5 last out versus the Cards, and that is the only time this year he's allowed more than 3 runs. I mean, if Suter is anything like some of these other young pitchers that we've had in the league, at about the 6-game mark, 7-game mark, people start, getting enough information on how to battle him a little easier. I wouldn't surprise me if Suter doesn't perform as well over the next 6 starts that he has.
I completely agree with you, Jim. It's a game that I'm going to stay off of, but I'm definitely leaning towards Milwaukee there. And I guess that's about it. Let me just let's go to some comments. Some great comments here. I see a comment from Tomarino Tomor saying Moore is capable at home. I think capable is a little bit of a strong word there, Tomarino. He's less shitty at home, that's for sure. But recently he's been giving up runs at home as well, and the Cubs have not hit him. I agree with Jimmy, but I think there's also value on the under. I disagree with Tomarino Tomor here. I agree with both of you that the Cubs are the way to go here, but I vaguely think there's value with the over, but definitely isolating it on the Cubs first 5 innings is the way to go. Arrieta might have a shutdown start as well, but in general, I take the over on that one as opposed to the under. My pick is going to be on the first 5 innings over for the Cubs, and I kind of disagree with Tomarino's assessment of Moore being capable at home. I would rate him as less shitty at home. That's as strong as I would go. All right, but it's good to hear that he's agreeing with you, and so am I. All right, let's see. Travel sucks for the Cubs. They're just better, especially against the lefty. A lot of people agreeing. Here you go. Tomarino agrees with you. Bob Sign says Jake Arrieta can't throw strikes. Well,
yeah,
he's been pretty decent recently. Let's see. Other comments here. Yeah, Mr. Pixcod saying Jimmy did his homework. Yes, you did. We're all impressed. Just impressed there. All right, let's see. Comments. Herpes. Wow, there you go.
Yeah, he's got herpes there. See, and you don't ask if Bob Science was in the hotel room with him.
No, I did.
Just because we have the facts, because we have the info. It doesn't mean we did it.
Blake Kersey saying Al, the over was easy. Yeah, that's what I thought. And but the market, obviously, if it offers you a line, then by definition it's not easy because it means that they're that they haven't gotten bombarded with sharp and public action on it. So we up cash on that one. Jim Drumar says Jimmy the Bag can party. Is that true?
It is, man. It is. I had such a fun weekend. I was so thankful to be being brought down here by SBR and to meet all these guys that we see in the forum, to actually see their faces and get to know them, have a drink with them. It was a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I enjoyed partying with Drew very much.
All right, for sure. Let's see. Yeah, a lot of people, that's another thing with the Cubs is that they are traveling, over to the West Coast. So that could be a little bit of a knock. And again, definitely, there's no question that Moore is significantly less shitty at home than on the road, but I'm willing to take 2 on the over on that one.
The Cubs are only 10-16 versus the West this year. I understand. We've all seen it. That last tour where they all dressed up as the Anchorman and they go 0-6 on that tour. I bet you Man's not going to dress them up like idiots this trip.
Yes. Let's see if anyone's Tomarino Tomor. Chacin's issues is left-handed hitters, and a hitter's sparked a bad matchup in my opinion. Yeah, you might take my 55,000 bonus there. We shall see. Yes, I mean we're going to need. I mean to me,
I'm going to take it.
To me, the key is To me, the key here is Adelman. I'm basically hoping and expecting Adelman to have a surprisingly non-shitty start. I'm hoping that we get 6 or 7 innings out of Adelman, and he gives up 4 runs or so, and that Chacin is roughly okay. But yeah, you might be absolutely right, and you guys might be correct. But I bet it on the overnight. I gave it as a pick, and then when I took a shot and you came back with your challenge, I had no choice but to call the challenge. And now we'll see how it all turns out. All right, let's see. Tomor, the hold on NFL preseason will be higher than baseball. There you go. The NFL preseason starts this week, and you can make money on the NFL preseason. You just have to make sure you do your research. And Jim, you've been doing some pretty badass research for our shows since you've been doing shows with me. If you applied those research skills to NFL preseason, you might have some nice results there. What do you think?
Yeah, I think preseason, I think when you watch the line move half an hour before the game starts, I think that's almost more information than you can actually get going over the rosters.
Yes.
So you're
absolutely right.
When you play preseason in any sport, it's just about really focusing on what the numbers are in that 90 minutes leading up to the game and watching for any changes.
Yes, that is true. Although in my experience, I have been doing this for a long time. those late line moves, they're very telling of action and very telling of something. They're not always automatically tailable. I mean, if you automatically tail those late line moves, we could actually go back and check and see what would happen if you tailed any major line move, let's say an hour before kickoff or 30 minutes before kickoff. But I've seen many of those late line moves be wrong. So you're absolutely right that probably more often than not they're correct, and they're definitely indicative of something very, very significant. But yeah, NFL preseason, very interesting. I do handicap it and bet it, and I tread carefully for sure. I tread lightly and tread carefully. But if I see something I think I'm liking, I have no problem betting my opinion. Sorry.
They want our thoughts on Baltimore versus LA.
Against LA. Yeah, that is another tough one. That's a game I'm going to stay off of. Bundy and Ramirez are both guys who have struggled recently, but they're both off of significantly better starts. I'm vaguely higher on Bundy here than I am on Ramirez, but Baltimore also has to travel to the West Coast here. So with the line, I didn't bet that one at all on the overnight, and if I had to, I do have a vague lean to the under on that one at 9. I would lean slightly to the under on that one at 9, but other than that, I'm off it. It's a game that I'm going to pass on. Too many uncertainties here regarding Bundy and Ramirez, although I do probably expect both of them to be, to have, again, a decent start as they had in their last starts, but maybe not necessarily as strong as their last starts were. So that's right. Also, Cameron Maben is back for the Angels, and that helps. So it's but I think Baltimore might be getting Trumbo back. I have to check again, but yeah, that game's a pass for me.
Yeah, I believe
right now.
I believe Trumbo comes back on Wednesday, if I'm right. But Bundy had a nice start last time. He had it on 8 days rest, which helps pitchers around this time of year to get a little bit of extra rest. Bundy had 10 quality starts in his first 11 outings, and then in his past 10, he only has 4 quality starts. He's gone 6 innings or more only 4 times in those 10 starts, so he definitely needed the 8 days rest. He'll be pitching today on 5 days rest. Ramirez looked incredible against an anemic Philadelphia Phillies offense. Yeah. He's definitely handling the transition from reliever to starter better and better and better. But it's a dangerous game. I mean, the Orioles are 20-33 on the road.
Yeah, that's the other thing is Baltimore has a stark home road discrepancy this year. One of the strongest teams in baseball at home in terms of ROI, and one of the weakest teams in baseball on the road in terms of ROI. So this game's just a pass for me. If you gave me a free bet on a side or total right now, I'd definitely throw it on the under 9. But I'm not going to be betting that one either. That's just what I would do if you gave me a free bet. That's what I would do. All right. All right. Yeah. Bundy has been horrible everywhere. Yeah. Bundy's been struggling recently. His last start was a little bit better though. So, but again, I'm not sold on him here. I'm just, all right. Let's see. Oh boy, Mr. Picks got under on every game. Jimmy going to lose that bet. Easy money. We'll see. We shall see. I mean, look, obviously the starting pitchers in that game are questionable. That's why the total is as high as it is, but we shall see anyway. If I lose that one, that will be one of the most pleasurable $100 losses I've probably had in my entire life in my sports betting career. Losing it to a friend, no vig, and I got great media content out of it as well. So that'll be one of the best $100 losses if I lose, and if I win, I'll actually kind of feel bad. I mean, are you a guy who can handle a loss like that, or is that going to make it? Is that going to make a difference in your life? I'll just kick it right back.
I'll be following you home for sure. You'll be peeking around corners. I'll be climbing trees.
I don't want to take some dude's money if it's like just a sad sack broke gambler. But that's not who you are, Jim.
Did you just call me a sad sack broke gambler?
I'm saying if. I'm saying if.
Sad sack broke gamblers.
You're a sad sack broke gambler. But if you're a guy who's got some bucks here and some bucks there, and some parents who got some bucks here and bucks there.
You barely had enough multicolored money to meet the bet I asked for. You barely.
That is true. I don't care. That's not true. I carry tons of money around me. I was just having trouble counting it. Look at this, Jim the Bag. Look at this. You know what this is? This is multicolored cash money, Jim the Bag. Here you go. That's
like at least another $63.
That's like there you go, Jim the Bag.
That looks like Monopoly money.
Floyd Mayweather. What? Look, son. What you got, Floyd? I got this, son.
Looks like Canadian Tire money.
Multicolored money. What? You think I give a fuck about money?
Oh, shit. Look. Yeah, man.
You know, one time I went to an SBR bash and I said, "You think I give a fuck about money?" And I threw all my money into the air, and everyone was filming it. And then I got really scared, and I ran on the floor, crawling around, picking up $1. And that was one of the most popular videos of that bash. Yeah, it was about right. Since I actually saw it on the floor and scattered, I really started to freak out, and I made sure I picked up every single dollar. All right, okay, so can we wrap up this show? Yeah, why not? Yeah, let's wrap it up. Let's review our picks. I'm taking the second half under in St. Louis, KC. I'm on the under 9.5 in Cincinnati, San Diego, and Jim the Bag and I both also have a $100 bet on that one. I'm also on under in the Detroit-Pittsburgh game. And Jim, you are on Detroit as a big road underdog, and you also are on a parlay with Detroit and the Cubs, right?
Yeah, I am, and I definitely want to come on board on the Cubs' first 2 runs. I think that's...
Really? Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. I'm also on the first 5 innings over 2, -148. You want to make that official pick as well?
I do. I think that's a great move.
Okay. Yes, I am on 4 picks. Jim the Bag has 3 picks. One of them is a parlay. We have a $100 bet. Very nice show. I did well in UFC this week. IFBC, it was a great event this week. And let's wrap this up with a plug for the great contest coming up at SBR Sports Picks at SBR or whatever. At where? At SBR Contest? Where can people find SBR Contest? Beat Jimmy the Bag. Jimmy the Bag, tell us why you think you're going to do well this year. Why do you believe that you said last year was your best year ever? Does that mean like Matt Moore, it was actually your least shitty year ever, but you're just it is.
Whoa, fucking whoa.
Was it positive?
It was very positive. Okay. It was extremely positive. I think the best part about the Beat the Bag competition is that I will be celebrating the guys who are doing well, the men and women who are doing well. And I will be shitting all over the people that I'm taking out. So it'll be a very, we're going to have a big community. We're going to do a lot of talking, a lot of shit talking, and a lot of celebrating, and a lot of ass slapping. So,
so ATS, what would you expect your record to be? What is it? Is it 5 picks a week again? Okay.
Yeah.
So ATS, what do you expect? What would your expectation be for your picks? Knowing yourself, knowing how you usually do.
I would say, I would be disappointed if I don't. If I'm not over 60%.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay.
That's right. That's right.
What is that, bro? You don't like that, bro?
No, I'm just saying most professional sports bettors would be thrilled with 56% over a full football season. Right? Yeah.
It'll all be there. It'll all be there for everybody to see. All right? Okay. Transparency.
Right. Sounds good. Jim, how long are you in Costa Rica? Are you going to be back for the show tomorrow or what?
Man, sadly, I'm out of here at 7 in the morning, man.
Saturday?
No, sadly, I'm out of here at 7 in the morning. I got one more night to give respect and love to all the salutes of San Jose, Costa Rica. But then I got to hit the airplane in the morning. I won't be sleeping this evening, and I will be watching these baseball games. I'll have a bunch of multicolored bills out of Pete Loshak's pocket, but I'll have to figure out what to do with that. Yeah. And I promise I will reinvest all of Loshak's money into the community here.
All right, sounds good. I will be back. I'll be back tomorrow, but I'm also going to be away for the rest of after. So there's going to be no shows on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday.
Wait, what?
Yeah. You knew that, right?
No, it tells me any of this shit. What are you talking about? You're going to be here?
Yeah, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. I'm going to be out. So
hey, man,
no show Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Change my flights, man.
I will put on a Yankee hat.
Yeah, Deb didn't tell you that. Yeah. No. All right. We'll try to figure out with my travel some way to get the shows done at some point or sometime anyway. But as of right now, tomorrow will be as standard, and then Wednesday will be probably no show, and then Thursday, Friday, uncertain, up in the air. But great to have you in the show, Jim. Should we read some comments before we wrap it up?
Yeah, Jimmy, I want to know: do you still got a bet on your grandma in September? My grandma is well. She's walking around, feeling good about herself. It doesn't look good. It doesn't look good on one side of things, and it looks really wonderful on the other side of things. Our family's going to stay strong, be big. I'm going to lose a little bit of cash. But if something was to go wrong this month, then I get paid.
Okay. That was some kind of inside joke that I don't want to know what the joke or the punchline on that one is. Let's see. Either one. Yeah, I don't want to know anything about it. All right. And Drew Martin asked if I bet horses. I absolutely do, and I do pretty well with matchup props. That's the way I like to bet horse racing, and I nailed the Belmont this year. Massive winner with the Belmont.
Same here.
Matchup props. Yeah, so I love to bet Triple Crown matchup props, and if I had more time to research, I would bet other races. But definitely for sure, I don't like to bet the the win place show or the exotics or whatever. But definitely matchup props in horses. I love. All right, so let's wrap this up. Let's keep this modest, and that's about it. We'll be back tomorrow for the Tuesday card.